feel like this is probably the only place that we could start today's video. Welcome back to Thames FC with me, Dr. Benji. But not Ben-Hur. That's right, viewers. He's gone. He's left. We always knew he would. And I'm kind of pleased he's gone to Brazil on 11k a week. That's right. After 2 prolific seasons, 3 seasons in total for £115,000, the free transfer of the century has been picked up by Palmeiras in Brazil. Had a very good Premier League campaign after a exceptional, record-breaking championship campaign. Ben-Hur has left us. He's gone to Palmeiras. He's still very good. One day he'll be back in a Thames shirt. Mark my words. Note this down, people. Spray it on buildings. Ben-Hur will be a Thames player again. I don't know how and I don't know when. Wait on that. So there he is, 21, Ben-Hur. I'll see you again, old friend. And he's not the only legend to have left the club. There's only 3. There's me, there's Ben-Hur, and Severe Altidal. And he's gone too. That's right, on a free transfer at 29 after quite a few seasons now, 8 years spent at Thames, came in as a late January signing and set League 2 alight, then continued that form into League 1 where he was the best player that division's ever seen. The Championship was a little trickier for him, but he still performed at a really high level and even got goals in the Premier League, and that's what makes you proud. A player that was a destroyer in League 2 and League 1 also managed to get himself some goals in the Premier League. Didn't feature as much as maybe people would have liked, or even I would have liked, but will still be a legend of the series, a legend of the save, and hopefully you enjoyed his time here as much as I did. He's now wanted by a team in Greece, so good luck to AEK, who will have a wonderful guy. So those boys have left. Christy Clark-Slocum has retired, so has Steve Conlon, and we've made some money. Not a lot, 11.25 million in total, and most of that comes from a Nicholas Amabak, which will probably be a shock to quite a lot of you. He was brought in last year as a player that could be here for 5 years or so, but it never worked out. Temperamental attitude, very disruptive in the dressing room. I had to get him out before every single player revolted against him. We brought him for 4.4, we've sold him for 8.75. I think we've done pretty good business. Mentally, physically, he's got everything you could ever want in a centre-back. He's got some okay technicals, could have better marking and tackling for my money, especially in the Premier League where you need to be good in those areas, I think especially. I just think it's a shame that it didn't work out. He could have been fantastic. He may well go on to be fantastic, but just not for Thames. So, Amabak, I appreciate your service last year. You helped us survive, but you've got to sort your attitude out, mate. Sam Reeder's left. Again, might be quite surprising. Not even going to be the backup this season, and neither is his friend Paolo. But you can see there, then 32 years of age at this point. It's gone to QPR. We got 2.5 million for him, which I think is pretty good. Had a solid season for us last year. It's worth saying, 10 clean sheets in 38 appearances last year. It should be admired. It had a really good season, but doesn't quite have enough to lead me into the next generation of Thames, which I think we need to go into this season and this season right now. So as I say, you probably think Lazaro's getting his chance. No. I mean, he is getting his chance. It's just that chance is going to be at Birmingham, where he's gone out on loan for the season and will play for the whole season in goal for a team in the Championship. Wish him well. I mean, sorry, Paolo. Sorry to the Lazaro fan club out there that have been wanting him to do something good. This is the best for him and the best for me. I've brought in 2 goalkeepers. Before we continue, it's worth saying that Ronaldo Skeet, who's played quite a little bit in the last few seasons, actually, has gone out on loan as well to Wigan, another player that will get first team action, and he needs it. At 18, has played far too much for me, to be honest, and needs the time away to progress and grow as a footballer and play it week in, week out. And I think we'll get back a much better player. So it'll be exciting to see. Compare this screenshot to how he is at the end of the year. I'm hoping there's some improvement in there. You can see there's some other outs as well. I'll just leave that on the screen there. Alex Miller's gone out to Wigan on a loan fee. Didn't play for me at all last season. Kevin Lewis has left on a free to Aberdeen. Was never quite living up to the potential I thought he had. Reed and Wordsworth, to keep an eye on them. Tony Wordsworth could be a bit of a diamond in the rough one day. He's still quite low down, but could be an absolute diamond. He came through our academy. I didn't think too much of him, but again, could have a really good year at Newport, and next year we could have a much better player back at the club. That's the fingers crossed. So 11.25 million, not bad as we flick the screen, and this is what we've done on the other side. £70 million worth of players incoming. Oh, the lots has gone on. Now, as much as I want to show you it from this screen, it gets a bit confusing, so we're going to go across to this screen, and this is the new lineup for the season. You'll notice that Ben-Hur's replacement is Pierre Sommer. That's right. Let's start with him. Pierre Sommer had a good year last year playing as a winger, but I think as a striker, as a poacher, as an advanced forward, one of those, he could be rather good. Very, very fast. We already know this. Great strength, great composure off the ball, solid leadership, and fantastic finishing ability. This year could be his year. I'm looking for sort of 15 to 20 goals, closer to 20 if we can. Pierre Sommer, welcome him into our... Look, we need to give him the credit he deserves. Last year, 8 goals, 8 assists, but this year he's the main man. And I'm going to trust him to be the main man, although we have brought some strikers in case. So you can't replace Ben-Hur with another Ben-Hur. They don't exist, or if they do exist, they cost 45+ million, and I can't afford that right now, and they wouldn't come to me anyway. So let's introduce you to Bob and Obrenek. We'll start with Bob. So this is Bob. Bob's real name is Bob van den Broek, but we're going with Bob because his first name is Bob. He's volatile, he's confrontational, he's everything I don't like about players, but not temperamental, has a balanced personality, and I think for the £3.3 million we've brought Bob in for, he's not too bad. Finishability of 18 is always something that perks up your interest. Composure and off the ball, very good. Quick off the line with his acceleration and decent passing. Could be a very solid advance forward. If anything happens to Tomer, I think we've got a decent replacement waiting in the wings. Of course, Altidal's gone, Miller's gone, Pat Rogers hasn't been here for 3 years. But Bob, though, is in as sort of the backup striker, and he's got a little friend. Now, we've brought in some absolute diamonds in this team, and I'll show you them in a moment, but the one that I am quite excited about is Marinko Obrenek, or Nick. What are those? You can see him there, 18 years of age, from Serbia. I'm whispering because he's a little baby, but he's very good, I think. Potentially could be. I don't want to say, if those, I mean, retro references for those that have been here a while, could be Pixie levels of good one day. You never know. I've set him up for a fall there, haven't I? Because Pixie was unbelievable. But at 18, I think he's definitely going to get better. I think is a player that I think we've not really had so far in this series. A foreign player that can come in and be an absolute superstar on a 5-year contract. Has got great acceleration already, finishing's up there, composure and off the ball, both at 13 with fantastic determination. Could be one of the best complete forwards you lay your eyes on in a few years. So get your eyes open and keep your eyes on this man. We will follow his progress throughout the season, but I get a feeling he's got a part to play. Now, at the back then, Reed and Lazaro have gone. So who have you brought in, Ben? Well, we've brought in a 134 capped Tom Gray. I think we've done rather well, viewers. Physically, of course, it's never going to be as good as he used to be at 35 years of age. But mentally, and his goalkeeping technique is up there with the best of them. Fantastic at one-on-ones, marking, reflexes, great passing off the floor, throw-ins good as well. Distribution is a highlight for him. Bravery, solid too. Determination, leadership, vision. Again, his creative aspects are potentially just as good as his goalkeeping ones. I think we've done all right. Free transfer with the experience he's got. We've not had a player this experienced at the club forever. So it's nice to have someone like this. 10 clean sheets in 26 for Liverpool last season. We've done all right, kids. A few years ago, went for 22.5 million. We've snapped him on a free. And his backup, if required, is Ortiz, who ain't bad. Got him in from Pumas in Mexico. 6.25 million. If anything happens to Mr. Gray, I think we've got a decent replacement. He's better than Nazaro, isn't he, Nazaro fan club? Change your allegiance. You don't have to change your allegiance. All right, then, with Amrabat leaving, and with a few others gone as well, Lewis Taylor's also left the club. We've got Katie on the bench as our backup centre-back, but who's ahead of him in the pecking order? Well, it's the men that cost the money, Insigne and Antonio. We'll start with Insigne. 12.25 million we brought in from the Belgian leagues. I think we've done ourselves rather well here. Heading, marking and tackling, he's got them all. Positioning very good, determination too, and physically very, very solid. I think we've got ourselves a good left-sided centre-back here. I've got no idea if he's going to be any good. Some of his mentals are a little bit iffy. Composure, concentration, anticipation, they all need to improve, and we've got time to let that happen. But so far, so good. Jean Insigne, I like him. Anyone called Jean, I've got an affection to already. Oh, it's a throwback with the references today. His defensive partner then, now this is going to divide opinion. So, on the surface, probably not as good as Amrabat, and I'll give you that, but equally, he's not as confrontational as Amrabat, and at 19 years of age, can certainly grow into the position. He's a natural right back to begin with, but I'm going to play him as this central defender who's got great technique and great first touch, needs to improve his passing a little bit to be complete in that area, and so his mentals, once again, need to be improved, but either-footed, so can play at either of the back two spots, could potentially be, maybe, I think actually, if we see him in 4 years' time, if I had to guess, he'll be a backup to the two better starting centre-backs, but with his potential, you never quite know. He's currently 2.5-star current ability with loads of potential too. Brought in from Villarreal for 15 million, our biggest expenditure in terms of players brought in. Meet Antonio. We're going to have to get used to it. We've got to give him the chance, and I'm prepared to give him that chance. Just remember, we're not a world-class team. We're not going to be getting the best defenders ever. If you're managing currently on your FM Save world-class players, you'll look at Antonio and go, he wouldn't be anywhere near my team. But we've got to be the team that sort of gambles on a few players, and this is the biggest gamble I've taken. We'll wait and see with him. Velasco and Jimenez remain in the middle. Velasco is He's not bad, but he's got some competition this year. Casper remains at the club as more of sort of the ball-winning, box-to-box kind of player, and we've got a new man who, I mean, I've got excited about a few of these players. Dominic in midfield. Oh, it's raining and my windows are open. Hang on a minute. Windows are now shut. I think we've got ourselves a just 5-year contract for Dominic. I think you'd say it. Haludden, maybe. If any Polish people are watching, help, please. But Dominic for now will do. Fantastic technique, fantastic passing, first touch, the vision, work rate and teamwork. Oh my word. The agility, the pace, the stamina, the strength. We've got him from Legia. You might be thinking, how much? £4 million? I've wanted to sign a player like this for the entire series. Now I've got one. I'm bloody happy. 19 years of age. His mentals will continue to improve, but my God, have we got a good base to start with. I mean, he will not be a bench player for long. He will be in this team. As we move further forward then, of course, Sommer and Williams, we've seen them before, we know all about them, they're still here. Brito has come in as sort of a backup this year to Williams. I think we've done pretty well, a loanee. We didn't have any loans at all, so I thought this was the best option, just to have someone, if required, to come on, change a game maybe, or just be a backup option. I think we've done all right. Might even be a better option than Williams in that role. I guess we'll wait and see. Franklin, though, on the right-hand side, has been brought in. Thank you to Palmeiras, who have taken Ben Hur on a free transfer, but sold me £8 million worth of right winger, which I do appreciate. Franklin, I think, looks pretty good. Mentally, very good, actually. Wingers often aren't that strong in this area, but this man doesn't seem too bad. Acceleration, pace, natural fitness, balance, dribbling, first touch, of course, the highlights. But, yeah, very solid mental attributes for a player who plays out wide in Brazil. You don't see that every day, but I'm really pleased. I think for the money we've got him for, he could be a superstar. Has scored goals when he's played in wide areas, so let's see if he does the same for me this season. Franklin, welcome. And on the other side, to challenge Oscar Rowney for that left wing spot is Julian van der Bosch. Now, I've called a player Bob, but Van der Bosch just sounds nice to say, so that remains. Current ability of 3-star, according to some of our assistants, and potential ability of 4-star, means there's room to improve with this 22-year-old. Another Belgian player has been brought in. Very good crossing and dribbling, fast as you would expect from that position. Technique and work rate not too bad either. Needs to improve his mentals. This is what most wingers look like, to be clear, that he's got the pace and he's got some of the technicals, but mentals are all over the place. If I show you it once again, just to compare, Franklin, mentals very well rounded. I'm impressed with those. So we'll see how the pair of them get on either flank. They're going to start in our first game today, which is coming up right now. There's some other players there that I didn't mention. Casemiro is going to be a backup left back for Pierre, who was subject to that big bid from Sunderland of 29 million. Would you have accepted? Maybe you would have done. He's a backup for now, but could surpass Pierre at some point. You never know. And Matthew Hutchinson has been brought in on a free transfer, 11.75 million. Thank you very much. It will be a backup right winger. I don't expect him to play all that much, but when he does, I'm sure he'll do fine. And that, for the most part, wraps up our transfer business. There's a few names that are still to be introduced properly, and we'll get through that. But let's get into a game today. Let's see how these new boys do as we kick off the season. I guess we'll wait and see. All right, then, let's take a look at where we're predicted this season. It's the high place of 16th, 650 to 1. We've not got any of the players in the Dream 11, which is understandable. Our two highlight players, according to the press, are Haludden and Sommer. So keep an eye on those two. This Polish beast, I mean, oh my dearie. It should only start today, but Jimenez and Velasco did me well last season, so we're going to stick with them and, of course, have them on the bench if needs be. How do you think we've done then? In the comments section, rate this transfer window 1 to 10. What are you giving it? I'm interested. Leave a comment with your answers. Best acquisition, worst acquisition? If it's Antonio, I don't want to know. All right, Swansea away is the match we're playing. I thought as much as all the transfer business is interesting, let's have a game as well. All right, then Michael Oliver is refereeing at the age of 57, so let's see how he does too. We're on attacking, we're on fluid, we're going for this, even away from home, I guess the side that we can probably beat. I just fancy us with this team now. I think this is a solid lineup. As well as your sort of transfer window thoughts, prediction for the season. Where do you think we'll finish? I will make an early prediction that I think 7th might be happening this year. It'll probably be 14th. Van der Bosch gets 19. Lovely old job. It's worth noting some of the squad numbers have changed, so if you want to take a look, that's what we're working with at the moment. I like that at the back now. We have 3 and 2 as our right backs, number 1 in goal, 5, 6 as centre backs. I've worked on that. I had done some before, which suggests a starting berth at some point. And Sommer, the new number 9. Let's see how he does. All right, then we're going with the passionate team talk to kick things off, and it's gone rather well. I didn't even mention pre-season. It went okay. I'll tell you no more. All right, I've got all the stuff from the end of the season last season on the screen. Let's remove all of that, and here we go then. Second season syndrome. Will it hurt us or will it help us? As I mean, it is a syndrome. Can it possibly? I don't know. As we're on the ball, the first time really we're seeing these players play as a team. How will they get on? As Swansea, I suspect, are a team that we are looking to take points off this season. They're working it quite neatly at the back, but they're playing a risky little game, and Velasco's on that like nobody's business. Into Williams, who could get the first goal of the season. He doesn't, and I stumble a little bit on my own words as we stumble to put it in the back of the net. Swansea actually coming forward here with Reece Howe. Tom Gray with a great save. He's a cat, all right? He can't move as quick as he used to, but he's still very good. As the ball's played in, Sommer deals with that. It's a corner. That's a new season. Doesn't mean there's new rules. All right, about 20 minutes gone. Free kick. Jimenez puts it in. Rodriguez gets it clear, and Bonev is going to get on that. And let's see, are they going to be able to do anything from a deeper position? Plays it forward, and Reece Howe is in. Where are our defence? I know we had a free kick, but my word, Tom Gray bailing us out once again. That's why your side a good keeper bed at last. All right, we look a little bit disjointed. Lots of new names, remember? Centre-backs are new, goalkeepers new, 2 wide players are new as well. Like, we've got to look, there's going to have to be a bedding in process, and this is the beginning of that. But if we can come out with a win, that would be preferred. I mean, some of the young guns on our bench they're looking at this and they're going, get me out there. Williams, though, plays it across to Jimenez, who's got Sommer ahead of him. It's really interesting seeing Sommer in this striking role, because we didn't really see it too much last season. As Franklin gets to the byline, puts it in. Oh, the lovely little knock-on from Sommer. And Williams gets his goal, scored loads last year, 10 I think it was for the season. And he starts his campaign off very well. 32 minutes gone. Let's take a look at this then. Ike plays the ball down to his right-hand side. Franklin, I mean, what a way to make a first impression. Gets to the byline. What a cross that is. Sommer with a flick. And there's Williams, unmarked, smashes it in so hard the ball comes back out of the goal. And Thames go 1-0 up at the start of this second season. If we end the season right now, 5th would be fine. It's another chance maybe for us. A throw in deep in their half. Williams is on it. He plays it across to Jimenez, who's got Velasco unmarked. He's not going to go for goal, though. They just keep it between them, the 2 Spaniards. They love this. They're like Barcelona players in the making. Ike plays it in. Sommer's there. Then that become a theme. As we get towards half-time then, 1-0 Thames, looking pretty good. All right, things are going well. You're capable even better. I'm going to stick with the passion. I'm going to say you weren't that bad, but you can do a bit more. It was an okay half. We only had one real click opportunity, though. All right, second half is underway. Again, I've said it before, I've said it many times, that you never get a second chance to make a first impression. For some of these boys, this is the first time you're seeing them. They've got to perform well for the fans. You are essentially the fans, right? You are the guys that support this more than anybody else. So they've got to impress you. Corner to us though. Franklin plays it in, cleared as far as Jimenez, who plays it out to Williams, who's already got a goal to his name as he keeps the ball just about. Penalty and given, and I don't know who's going to take it. I think Sommer has decided that as the number 1 striker, as the number 9 this season, he's going to be on him. You never get a second chance, Sommer. Bloody hell. Oh no. Hello, is that Palmeiras? Yeah, can we get Ben Hur on loan? Because Sommer's just missed a penalty and it's a tad embarrassing, and Swansea are breaking now, so I'll be with you. Sorry, I've got to go. Swansea on the counter, they've played the ball back inside to Patterson, and the switch has come in. Bonev on that side. Don't say we've missed a penalty, now it's all going to go to pot. Antonio heads clear. Patterson again, though, just wide. I mean, I can't believe it. Half an hour to go as we get towards 25 minutes. Changes are going to be made, and we're at that point right now. I want to see them both. I'm just saying that. Obranek's going to come on up front, and we're going to bring on Haludun in the centre for Velasco, I think. So on they come, the new Wonder Kids. How will they do? If either of them make their mark, I'm going to be very excited. Just where we have no highlights and full time occurs. I can sense it. We've got the 1-0 lead. We're going to come off attacking, go to a more standard approach. We don't want to be too open. We're literally... Look at the time. It's never gone so fast as there's a minute remaining. Not at the start of the season. Ball played across. Bonev's there. Owusu. I mean, what a challenge. I'm not even sure. I think it was Insigne. What a challenge that was. It's not over though. A chance. Gray with a save. I mean, he's had a great debut. I tell you what, a clean sheet. 3 vital saves. I love him. As Swansea aren't quite done yet. 30 seconds to go. Ball to the back post. Bonev's there. See if he can keep it in. Just about does, and the chance isn't over. Swansea to ruin my day. Oh my God, have come out, and it's a free kick to Thames. Thank you, Michael Oliver. We can do without that, thank you very much. As that's going to wrap it up then. Thames 1, Swansea 0. A perfect start to... an almost perfect start to the season. And, I mean, there we are then. 3 points on the board. A very nice victory. Well done. Everyone's delighted. I mean, look at that. Everyone that played is so happy with me. And that then is going to wrap up today's episode. If you have enjoyed it, drop a like. Let's go for 2,000 likes. Why not? There'll be a video every single day at 5 PM this week as we continue the Thames journey. Next episode, what shall we play? What shall we see? As we've got a Lazaro update. How's he getting on? 4-1. Didn't keep a clean sheet, bit annoying. And Ski, well, he lost to Cardiff. Never mind. That will happen to a footballer occasionally. Defeats are going to happen. Next time we shall meet then will be around sort of the West Brom, either Tottenham or Man City. We'll see what happens in between that, as we've got some games there that actually on the paper look quite winnable, and I'll see you for them. If you enjoyed today's video, say do drop a like. Want to see some more? Subscribe to the channel, and we'll love with care. Until next time, goodbye. 15 million for Antonio is a lot, I will admit. Our finances are in good shape though. 20 million if we did it in January. I'll see you then. Well, there'll be videos in between, but you get it.